You were only 3.
No, he wasn't born yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's right. That's right. In fact, your daddy wasn't even married yet.
Right.
When grandma died.
That's right.
Okay. All right, who are your brothers? Where are they? Which is the oldest?
That's Alan.
This is Alan.
Aaron.
Aaron, the little guy. Which is the oldest of these 2?
He is. Aaron.
He is. And Laura is 7, and Aaron is how old? 8. Well, Big Al? 13. There you have Dan and Laura's children. Now, let's go. We got some more. We got Phoebe, Cole.
No, Ryan could be here.
That's Luana's mother and daddy have some grandchildren. And this makes them great-grandchildren in the Ellis clan. So, who is the oldest guy? Paul. How old are you, Paul? 11 years old. Good. Tina, you're next, right? How do you stand 2 brothers? One older and one younger, right? Yeah. And how old are you? 10. And who's this guy back here? Brian. How old are you, Brian?
7.
You ever been on television before? Huh? Do you know that cameraman back there? Is that Uncle Bob? Say hello, Uncle Bob.
Hi.
Hello, boy.
I was on TV at his house
Huh?
yesterday.
You were what?
I was on TV at his house yesterday.
Were you? Oh, we got to get to see this later. Now we got another little guy right over here. Hey, what's your birthday?
July 11th.
July 11th. What year?
87.
You know when my birthday was? July the 11th. This is Steve. This is Steve. Born on my birthday, July the 11th. Now you have a brother. What's your brother's name?
Jason.
Jason. No little sisters yet? No? When's the little sisters coming along?
Love you.
Okay, we got one other little guy here. Come on around here. Here. Here he is. Which one of these is your dad? Where's your dad? Point to your dad. Right there? Okay, this little guy here is a Briggs. Briggs is little guy. Ryan. What's his other name?
James Ryan.
James Ryan. What's his birthday?
September 15th, 1980. He's 2 years old.
All right. Now we have another little boy. Where is the other little guy? A little guy named Brad. Where is Brad? The cameraman's son is a little guy named Brad. How old is Brad? Any of you know how old Brad is?
9 months.
9 months. Good. There you have it.
Jason?
Who? Oh,
Who did he tell you?
yeah, we mentioned Steve.
That's Steve. That's Steve.
This is Steve.
I didn't know to Jason.
Yeah, he did.
I think that's it. That's it. Give him a hand. Give yourself a hand.
Okay, we're now going to interview the husbands and wives of the children of Jim and Annie Ellis. And over here on the end is Susan Culp. And Susan has to go to work here pretty soon. She's a registered nurse. She's the wife of Bobby Culp, Bob Jr., who is taking our videotape. And next to her is Diane Briggs, the wife of Howard Briggs, another one of the grandchildren. And next to Diane is Jim Teskey, the husband of Luana Culp, the oldest of the grandchildren. And then we have Lana Ellis, who is the wife of Dan Ellis, youngest of the children. Then we have Vale Ellis, the wife of Jim Ellis. And Richard Briggs, the husband of Faye Briggs. And Robert Culp, the husband of Phoebe Culp. And we're glad to have all the in-laws here today. And Susan, before you go, I think you're the newest one. And I'm just curious if you have any thoughts today, being one of the newest and youngest of the in-laws in the Ellis family. This is what you get for having to leave early.
Do I have any thoughts?
Well, just say something like, this is a wonderful family.
I'm proud to marry into this family. It's a good, fun family.
Good.
Good.
Fun just started.
Tell them what
what a wonderful father-in-law you got.
I don't know if you make the connection here, everyone, but her father-in-law is on the edge. Right. All right. Diane, what's it been like for you being a part of the Ellis and British family?
A strange and wonderful experience.
Mostly strange. I think Jim just answered his. Okay. Lana, you were the last spouse to be married, I think, here of the children. What's that been like the last 17, 16 years, something like that? Oh, what?
Interesting.
Yes.
Never a dull moment.
Vale, in the last, how many years now have you been married to Jim?
32 years.
32 years. You have 32 years worth of observation now.
Correct.
To condense in about 1 minute. What's it been like for you to be an in-law in the Ellis family?
Well, as Lana said, there has never been a dull minute. Fortunately, I have had a few allies. 2 of them are on my right. One is missing, one is down in North Carolina, and one is on my left. This is my newest ally. It's been more interesting since she arrived.
Richard, what's it been like for you?
Oh, it's been a tremendous experience. It's always nice to be accepted.
Yeah.
And I always felt accepted, beginning with Phoebe. Phoebe was the first one. And she introduced me to Faye, and then I met her folks, Mom and Pop Ellis, and I appreciate them. And it was just great to be accepted into the Ellis family.
Bob?
About the same. He did very nice. Very nice. It's true. It's a great family. If you could put up with it. But I mean,
As far as the husbands and wives of the children, how did you first meet your wife and your husband? Where was that? What was the connection there? Yes, okay. Yeah.
Standing on a corner at the company store. Waiting for a bus.
That's right. And Jim picked you up off the corner.
And he picked me up off the corner. It's the truth.
That's enough. Let somebody. Okay, Richard.
Well, I met Phoebe, of course, at the Army office at BTC, and then she introduced me to Faye. She brought her to go to a football game. Raleigh was going to play Greensboro, and that was our first get together. And I sat in the back seat going to the game, and Faye was driving, and I sat in the front seat coming back.
Bob, how about you? How'd you meet Phoebe?
we get past at Christmas time.
What year, Bob?
In Washington,
In D.C.?
1945,
Something like that.
something like that, 44, somewhere. Which
Lana?
took a war.
Yeah, took a war.
Well, you won't believe this. I was standing on a corner in front of my church. And Dan was in the Navy, and he went to my church. That's how we met.
Jim, how'd you meet Lou?
I met her at a dance at a teen bar. But we had a good time. We danced.
How many years you been married?
Almost 13.
13.
And the interesting thing is that my father, when he first came to Marshfield, worked with Lou's grandfather, Bob's dad. So we've actually known each other since we were little kids, but we didn't remember.
Yeah, this name. Diane?
Well, I saw Howie at a basketball game when I was still in high school, but I didn't pay attention. And the first time that I really we ever talked to each other was at the college where we attended, and Howie told me about the time that he got diarrhea in Florence, Italy. That was our first conversation. It took a while for the impression to sink in, because it was about 4 years later that we started seeing each other.
Oh, you always do the good lines. You always do.
All right.
Guys, just say one
Is that it?
Oh,
Yeah.
she pays attention now, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. Well,